Ladies and gentlemen, here we go! MMAC Mixed Martial Arts Championships. We are ready for the second half of the evening. Please welcome to Kingside, Ali Khan.
The action resumes here at the UK Mixed Martial Arts Championship. Ali Khan making his way at welterweight tonight. Looking lean, mean, ready to rip this one apart, Dean. The word of the street, the talk of the locker room is the physical conditioning and prowess of this guy is going to be a force to be reckoned with as he looks to make mincemeat out of his opponent tonight.
Ali Khan is a beast and he has great range for his height. His arms are quite long. Really good at pumping that jab out and following up with the right hand.
And if he gets a hold of you, he'll dump you on your feet. I'm telling you, this guy is a mauler, unparalleled. The power is there, the accuracy is there. And Khan looks confident, raises his hands, looks up to the gods in the crowd. Your first fighter tonight here at welterweight.
And his opponent, please welcome Gracjan Bak.
Gracjan Bak, his opponent tonight, the Croatian here by way of Gloucester. All arounder, great groundwork, Dean. He sees actually a stand-up fighter in his opponent, although Ali told us earlier he's a BJJ and wrestling specialist, so the interesting thing will be how these guys approach each other, given what they see in each other, Dean, and that can sometimes be very important when a game plan is developed. In this case, Gracjan sees a striker in Khan. Khan sees himself as a grappler. Your take on the matter?
A lot of the MMA fights we've seen tonight, a feeling out process in the first round. They work out their own strengths and their opponent's weaknesses and capitalize on that. Pro Systems MMA from Bak's corner, we well known throughout the MMA circuit of being very, very good in collective MMA, particularly in the striking realm, Chris.
Back to Buddy Johnson. We're going to find out all of the answers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we get ready for three-minute rounds in the amateur welterweight division. This bout sponsored by Vitago, fastest muscle fuel. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man weighed in officially at 76 kilograms and has a record of 1 win with no loss and no draws. Fighting out of Birmingham, England, he is Ali Khan! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, also weighing at 77 kilograms with a record of 2 wins with 1 loss and 0 draws. Fighting out of Poland, he is Gracjan Bak! When the action begins, your referee in charge, Simon Small.
Let's look at the numbers. Both fighters very close in age. Spot on here at welterweight, 77 kilograms, 170 pounds. Gracjan Bak fighting tonight at 2-1. His opponent here, the Polish fighter, is 1-0 from Rzeszów by way of Gloucester.
Oh, big right hand there, straight off the bat. Khan is in trouble.
And we're gonna get a timeout. I think there was an illegal blow there, Dean. Khan says he's okay. Referee may call for an assessment here. He's gonna get sent to the neutral corner. It looked to me like there was more than 2 points of contact when that kick went into his head. And we're gonna get a definite warning here, maybe a point deduction given how that went. It all happened so quick. Khan went down. Bak attacked him. The 23-year-old very eager to get the kicking going, but you gotta be careful when there's more than 2 points of contact. That's a downed opponent.
Bak hurt his opponent, went straight in there for the finish. Often techniques can be thrown fast and the other person is halfway down, legs down, arms down, but we are back in action now as Khan presses Bak up against the mat, up against the cage, excuse me. Looking to get his opponent down to the mat. Bak using that underhook really well. His right arm there is underhooked. Nice knee on the inside there by Khan.
And great control displayed by Khan. Possible outside trip by Bak. But Gracjan really unloading 100% of his energy here early in the round. Khan, it looks to me, is happy to tie him up and slow him down, Dean.
Nice knee there on the inside by Bak. He's looking to try and get those double underhooks. Oh, if he can clasp his hands together, he could go for the takedown. Yep, outside trip. Khan senses it, though, steps over it. Cage was there to save him from falling backwards.
And Bak attacking the inside leg with his right knee. There's a real battle going on in the clinch, and it seems very stagnant at points, but it's a dynamic position nonetheless.
Bak using his head beautifully there. Nice head fighting up against the cage. It's a nice switch there by Khan. Wow. Excellent grappling skills here by Ali Khan.
And Khan doing very well to recover from that. Oh, big knee to the body. Khan felt that one.
That looks like it hurt him. He's breathing quite heavily here. Oi! Just swinging a miss there. Bak has got dynamite in his right hand.
Big check, though, as Khan comes in for the kick. Gracjan Bak. You can see visually the energy that this guy has got. And he's got a fuse as short as they come.
Bak again working for the double underhooks, but Ali senses that, swims on the inside. Now we're at 50-50. Both fighters in equal positions. Ali putting his arm down. They see he's trying to block the knees. It's a telltale sign that they could be hurting him. He's in that whizzer.
And Gracjan Bak, 2-1. Looking to make it 3 in a row tonight in Birmingham. Khan, undefeated, 1-0, 2 years the elder. But look at the way that Bak attacks those legs. Quick combinations. And then the shot from Bak, the sprawl from Khan. This could be a mistake, the way Khan tries to snap that head down. But Bak is able to disengage.
Bak throwing some combinations there and telegraphed the shot a little bit too far out. Swinging for the fences. Bak's got some power in his hands. Khan needs to keep those hands up. Look for the ample opportunity to engage for the takedown of the clinch.
And Bak switches up and throws everything but the kitchen sink behind those strikes.
Opted to go to the body is Bak.
A touch of gloves, and man, that was a really wild round. From the very beginning, the Polish fighter attacked hard, fast, and furious. But it was that strike to the downed opponent that caused the warning from our referee, Dean.
Gave Khan a bit of time to recover. If that right hand had hurt him, he got almost certainly enough time there to recover, come back to it. You see, it's evident in Bak's techniques. He's trying to throw those big swinging punches. He's missing his mark because Khan has completely recovered. He's to disguise that, throw some low kicks, high kicks on the outside. Khan equally needs to keep his hands up. Watch for those kicks up when he comes in to initiate the takedown. He's been really fruitful up against the cage, Chris.
And Khan looks very fresh there in the corner, Dean. You know, it seems to me that's been a great recollection of thoughts here. You know, you got the fearless wrestling coach there in the corner. No doubt giving him some instructions, trying to slow down the breathing, relax him, get him in the zone, get him in the mood to take down possibly his opponent in Gracjan Bak, who seems to have expended quite a bit of the gas in the first round.
Fighters touch gloves. Khan on the outside. Nice left hook there, just misses the mark. Bak's being a bit, hey, big body kick.
And Gracjan really turns the hip over very neatly with that technique. But Khan happy to close the distance and press him up against the edge of the geometry here.
Double unders again. Oh no, excuse me, one under for Bak. Needs to swim that other arm in, his left arm. He needs to swim it on the inside and get double underhooks. Happy on the outside to throw some knees in there, take the spring out of the step of Khan. Khan reverses it up against the cage, looking to load, drop for the single. Bak uses that opportunity to get those double underhooks again. Might go for an outside trip here.
I like how Khan was constantly using that arm to sort of measure the distance and control the hip posture of his opponent. Great wrestling from Khan. Great defensive punch work.
Bak swinging for the fences, really looking for that decisive punch. I like how he's going to the body though. making his opponent think upstairs and downstairs.
And possibly trying to invite him to drop his hands, Dean, and cover up.
Bak again with those double underhooks. Khan nearly went then. Swimming on the inside. Again, looking for a double underhook of his own. You see Khan swimming his right arm on the inside there. He's going to try and look to do that. See, he's clasped all the way around his opponent. Gives you optimum control. See what takedown he works off here, because Bak's got a low center of gravity, sucking his hips down, and his hips are against that cage to give him a bit of balance. Khan's got to take him away from that. Look for some inside or outside trips. But taking the opportunity to kick at the legs of Khan. Khan dropping down for the single. Watch for him to circle away and try and drag Bak to the ground, but Bak is hammering away at Khan. Heavy hips on Bak. He's doing a really good job of keeping those hips heavy, Chris.
Very interesting to see the way that Khan swaps from a single to a double, goes head inside, then goes right back to the double. The danger is, obviously, for Bak, if Khan can get those hands clasped, he can take him for a ride. Of course, the danger for Khan is when you're attacking a takedown attempt like that, you're not protecting your face.
Khan needs to think about going for that single leg, bumping the hips, and then running the pipe. Running laterally and then turning off that center line to take his opponent down. Needs to be careful of the guillotine here. Bak threatening that guillotine.
Front headlock position here for Bak. Bak doing a good job of certainly making Khan think twice. But the big question is here, as time continues to run, whether the pressure of Bak, whoa, dropping for the guillotine.
That looks really tight. He's not got an arm in either. That's purely on the neck. Wow. He could have literally been saved by the bell there. Not of approval from Khan to Bak. Seeing Khan walk away almost frustrated, Chris. He's got the grappling pedigree, but he just cannot implement his game on Bak. Bak has got some great takedown defense. He's able to screw his hips to the cage and keep them centered and work for those double underhooks. And then threaten the guillotine, which takes the objective away from Khan. He's defending as opposed to attacking.
Now, the interesting thing to me is here, when you look at the scoring of MMA, obviously aggression has been exemplified from both fighters. There's been a degree of control from Khan with the grappling. There's been some great significant strikes on the flip side from Bak in that round. I'm really curious to see how the judges have scored it, given the strengths of both fighters coming to the foray.
That's what they say, never leave it in the hands of the judges. Effective striking almost certainly from Bak. But you could argue effective grappling from both sides.
In the corner for Khan, absolutely adamant that they need to get in early, get a hold of a takedown, and be relentless. Bak, I think at this point, needs to avoid coming in too close, keeping at distance, throwing combinations, and punishing the legs very carefully.
Bak covering up nice and well. He's going to wait for his ample opportunity, cutting off his opponent. Bak circling out quite well. Let's see if he can grab that single leg. He had good fruitful run there of the single leg. Oi! Just needs to sharpen up the technique, and he'll get the takedown. Turning back kick again, but he gives up his back. Wow.
Oh, Khan went in perfectly at the opportune moment, getting those hands together. He's got a Darce here, or a Japanese necktie if he wants it, or the Peruvian for that matter, but I think he's going to go Darstein.
Cinching up there is what he'll try to do now, is get his leg out of that half guard. It's difficult to finish a Darce, it's possible, but it's better if your leg is out and it's sprawled down on that arm. What chokes your opponent is your arm and their own arm, the shoulder. So he needs to put pressure there. You can see Bak's arm is up and around the back of Ali. That's not on his throat, it's not choking him at the moment. Ali needs to sprawl his hips down, clear that arm.
And the one thing Ali doing though correctly though is putting the weight down, Dean. That will help improve some of the pressure and the contortion, if you will. But right now, the squeeze being a little bit difficult, the obstacle, of course, being the less than optimal position.
But looking for the sweep there. He's going to see go underneath Ali there and turn him over. Now Ali's arms, if you see, they're locked up there, so he's got nothing to base out of apart from his head. Sometimes that's not enough and you get rolled over. Oh, he's opted out. This could be tight, Chris. Looks like he's trying to defend here. Bak's pushing on the hips, trying to create some space.
One thing I like is that he's putting his chest down over the top of the back of the head, and that gets a better crank. It's a shame, really, because in this position, I really like going palm to palm, just like that, and then going Japanese necktie. You got to fall all the way over, put your belly on top, and then turn in. That's much better at this point, but he needs to go deeper. He needs to get his belly button over the back of the head.
He needs to trap the head in his midsection, and it's okay to have your leg trapped like that, because often you'll go over there and reap the leg to put the pressure on the neck for the choke for the Japanese necktie. But again, Bak's savvy and also sweaty has helped him get out of these positions.
What a great exchange. Great survival from Bak, the Polish fighter, by way of Gloucester. Not really able to get the stand-up game going the way he would have wanted to, given the earlier parts of the round.
Looking for the armbar. Ali senses it. Could be setting up a leg lock here. Says he sits back. Go for the straight Achilles. Put pressure on the Achilles tendon there. He's got his legs nicely crossed over Bak's body, so it stops him sitting up, Chris.
Nice stuff from Ali, but it looks to me a little bit shallow on the leg. He needs to go deeper over the Achilles. It was a good attempt. Possibly too little too late there. But I love that setup really off that position, Dean. If you look at how he did that, he stood up, held onto the legs, threatens the pass, and then drops back for the leg.
Rocks back nicely, kept the leg tight in there. He's a bit too far down, nearer the calf. He needed to be up toward the ankle a bit more for the torque, but crossed his legs beautifully to stop Bak sitting up and defending. But will it be enough?
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for both our fighters this evening. Come on. Three exciting rounds, and we go to our judges' scorecards. All three judges scored the bout 28-28, declaring this bout a unanimous draw. So your winners, Ali Khan and Gracjan